Final vote achievements unlocked.
What? But... What on earth is happening? Am I dreaming or...
Louis, it's me, Gregory. Listen, we don't have much time.
But where are we?
Louis, I brought us here. You must act swiftly. I can't hold out for long. William has poisoned me. He must have used the blood of a former demon. I am no longer able to enter the body of someone else. The poison is gnawing away at me from the inside. I'm going to die, Louis.
But where are we?
In the ether. What you see is not real. It's only a mental projection created by my spirit. I'm occupying William's spirit at the moment, but I'm not going to be able to keep it up forever. Join me, Louis. Otherwise, all will be lost.
Yes. Yes, I'll join you.
Find a way. Hurry.
I must find them quickly.
Find them? Who's them? I don't understand what's happening. Okay. I just got... I can't look at a trait now. Okay, anyway. I just got another trait, too. Anyway. Okay. I mean, I don't know what's happening right now. If I have a time limit, that's bad, because I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing. I guess the thing... Find Sir Holm? What? Where? Okay. Wait, what? No. Oh.
Dear God, if I lose the war against France, I will be doomed.
I sense that something is happening. History will remember me and the sacrifices I made.
I deserve a great destiny, and I will let nothing, nor no one, stand in the way of my dream.
Beneath your compassion, we take refuge, O Mother of God.
Why? What? I'm confused. Where? Okay, hang on. No. Okay, how am I? Wait. Oh, wait. He said I take refuge. What did he say?
Beneath your compassion, we take refuge, O Mother of God.
Beneath your compassion.
What am I doing here now? Nothing seems real.
You're nothing but a coward.
What a bunch of amateurs you are. Please, keep calm.
What on earth is going on here? I don't understand a thing.
Louis, don't waste any time. Appease them. My thoughts are becoming confused. Help me. Be quick.
Yes, not a minute to lose.
Reorganize them depending on their affinities? I
need to keep an eye on them. Emma is completely lost. She needs to be close to her sister. As for Emily, well, she no longer trusts anyone. Apart from me, that is. I have to stay by her side.
I have to protect my sister. Help me, Louis.
Okay, hang on.
God damn it. I don't understand a thing. I'm doomed.
Okay. So this one is Emma, and Emily needs to be close to William. Or to Louis, I mean. So this... Hold down to move a character. And then this... Could be. Okay. So Louis is close to Emily, who has to be close to her sister. Okay. And then...
I won't let him attack his brother.
I won't let him attack his brother?
That's not really Elizabeth. It's another demon who wants to protect Holm from Mortimer. On a symbolic level, he should be placed between the two of them.
Okay. So... Move... this to here at least. I don't know if that's going to be where they end up staying, but that's there for now. Okay.
Stay with me, Louis. We must take Alazif back from him.
One thing is for sure. My mother and Volnor have the same objective. To find that book. They're following the same trail and must be close to each other.
Okay. So those two need to be next to each other. Emily and Emma and Emily need to be next to each other. Emily and Louis need to be next to each other. So we got Louis, Emily, Emma. Don't know if after that they're the same. They need to be where they are exactly. But we have Von Volner and Sarah need to be next to each other. And we need to have Elizabeth between Holm and Mortimer. So far, it meets all the qualifications, but that doesn't mean there aren't other requirements that I need to analyze. So let's do this.
He wants to isolate me again.
That's not really Elizabeth. It's another demon who wants to protect Holm from Mortimer. On a symbolic level, he should be placed between the two of them.
But he says he wants to isolate me, making me think he should probably be on the end. Let me see what Holmes says.
I can count on my father and my son to defend me. Yes. But will they make it in time?
Okay. So I think what we want to do is to swap places with these two. He's isolated by being basically on the very end. She's in between the two of them to protect him from him. He needs to be next to his son and his father, but his son next to him can protect him. These two next to each other are looking for the same thing. They have the same affinity. I suppose I probably, just to be safe, I probably want to switch Louis and Emma. Then Louis will be next to Sarah, and they have affinity together, obviously, mother-son, effectively. Not literally mother, but basically mother figure, and son figure. And then he'll be next to Emily, and Emily will be next to Emma. So I think we want to switch these as well. Like that. There we go.
Looks like I've succeeded. They've all disappeared.
Louis, it's worked. But don't waste any time.
Yes, I'm coming.
At least as soon as I found the exit.
Okay. I was thinking there was going to be some confirmation thing, and then you'd have a chance to fail. But unless it's after X number of moves, you don't get more moves. Otherwise, I don't know that you can fail that puzzle, really. Because once you've got everything in the right order, it just says, oh, by the way, the order's right. So, kind of a given in that case. I guess that's where I'm going, is here. Let me see if there's another way to exit, and if I need to choose one. Or if it's just, Nah, it looks like it's just going through a painting to a painting with another room that effectively looks like the painting or whatever. Looks like what's painted, I should say. Okay, so we're going now into... Looks like the small salon, because the piano's there. Oh, this is back to my room, actually. Oh, what was it? I don't... Oh, I was interpreting the table from the angle. I was thinking that was a piano. I was like, what? There's a purse? Is that Sarah's purse, or are we in... I think we might be in Emily's room, actually. Emily/Emma's room. Yeah, I don't think this is our room. And I also... This may also be another painting thing. We'll have to find another painting and get out or something. Yeah, there's another painting exit there. And then there's Emma or Emily, whichever this is, here that I have to talk to and pass another test probably, I guess.
Emily?
Louis? Louis! Who on earth is... Louis, where are you? I can't see you.
In front of you, Emily.
She can't see me?
Louis, are you dead too?
It's complicated.
I thought Emma killed you.
Oh, yes, that's right. She still doesn't know everything I found out.
Emily is vulnerable to psychology. Maybe I do that.
I understand that it must be difficult to forgive her, but if you think about it, salvation won't be found in anger, Emily.
It's all so unfair, Louis.
A part of me does understand her actions.
To hell with good intentions.
On the contrary, I believe now is the perfect time to decide how you want to live your life, in bitterness or in peace. Think about it, Emily.
But I thought, how is it that you are here? Can you move around?
Jeez, do I dare do this? Is this gonna make her go insane like Emma did? I mean, for a different reason though. Because if she finds out he's a demon, it's like, what the frick? How shocking would that be to her? To find out that he's a demon. Gosh, I could see both. The problem is I can see both, right? I could see explaining that. She goes, "You're a freaking demon," and then she's immediately like against you and hates you. But I can also see saying, it's like explaining that, and that bringing her some kind of peace, because if she's in the afterlife or some kind of limbo or afterlife or whatever, if you as a demon are able somehow to go visit her, that might be a source of comfort for her too. The question is it enough of a risk? Do I really want to take the risk? I really don't want to hurt her more. If she's confused already in the afterlife and everything. Yeah.
I'm going to have to be a bit blunt here, Emily. You'll have to excuse me, but it's quite baffling. Mortimer and Holm are age-old spirits who can change bodies.
What?
They're demons.
Louis, are you feeling all right?
And I am one too.
Louis, you don't seem very well at all.
Because William Mortimer is my father. And he's yours too. Yours and Emma's. He's bestowed certain powers on me. Like how to read a human mind. And even how to control it. Look, I know it's a lot to take in. Are you alright?
Yes. Actually, no. How do you expect me to feel? It would be easier if you told me you'd simply lost your mind, or even that I've lost my mind, which would at least make some sense. If only something inside me didn't vibrate at the sound of your words.
I'm not making it up, Emily. You've got to believe me.
And where are we then?
In the ether, I think. Think of it as a psychic dimension.
Oh, well, that explains it then. Do you have any more bedtime stories like that?
Well, you are dead.
Yes, of course I am. I should have known. Ask a stupid question.
Yes, I know, Emily. It's hard to believe, but even if it seems insane, I assure you that it's all true.
We are dead, and we're talking in the ether.
Well, not exactly. You see, I'm not dead.
What? But if you are here without being dead, then there must be a way out. Help me, Louis. I am begging you, help me.
Oh my gosh. See, this is what I was afraid of. I want to help her. Ah. Emma was vulnerable to conviction, not Emily. So, I mean, technically this is true, but this doesn't give her much hope. But I can't promise that I can help her. I have no idea how I help her. Do I find some other human body, some vessel, and then her disembodied spirit could somehow go into the vessel? I don't know how it works with demons. I really don't friggin' know. Like, as a player, I don't know. So, like, how would I know as Louis? Yeah. The thing is, though, if she's immune to conviction, then this will not work on her, right? But let's try it. I don't know if she'll be immune to conviction or not.
Clearly, it seems like there must be some way of getting you out of here. So technically, yes, I don't see what could stop you.
Do you really think so?
Oh, nothing much surprises me now. I must go.
Wait, don't leave me. For pity's sake, Louis.
But I must if I'm to find a solution. Be brave, Emily.
Yes, I understand. I trust you.
I'll be back for you, I promise.
Louis, help. Don't leave me. Louis! Louis! Come back!
That is so rough to hear. That was well acted. Like, I know it's a game, and I actually feel bad for leaving her. Okay, so she's not immune to conviction. So we know that's not an immunity. Yeah.
I must be quick.
My memories. I'm losing my sense of who Louis? Are you there?
Yes. Yes, I'm here.
Pick up the thread of my thoughts, Louis. Of my memories. Make haste.
Reconstruct the sequence of memories of Sir Holm? Well, okay. I don't know. Wait, what? I'm teleporting? Well, okay, I feel like I don't want to teleport out of here. Yet. Was it? Oh, well, that's great. Okay. I don't think I want to do that painting because I feel like that might be leaving, and I don't want to leave yet, right? Well, I don't think at least. I think I want to examine these other things first, I guess.
He's coming. And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily?
This is about my arrival, as well as Emily's. There must be an earlier memory that talks about my sisters.
Okay, so I'll call it the chairs painting is arrival of Louis and Emily. And I think Piaggi was at the same time. Although, because he said who else was there at the same time, whatever, but...
And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily? Louis de Richet, his son.
Oh.
He brings his 4 children together, and even then I didn't react.
Oh, I see. I see. So he brought Sarah earlier with Emma also, and then later Emily and... Right, okay. Okay, I don't know what follow this memory means. Is that like I'm doing them in that order? Is that at the point I like use follow as like this one is the first one kind of a thing? Is that what follow means? Probably. That's my guess anyway.
And the cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea.
Okay, that's going to be after my arrival, I'm pretty sure. Because I've been there for a few days, right? My guess is the tea would have had to have taken place or taken effect sometime in certain less amount of time than several days, right?
The blood that Mortimer used is deadly poison for a demon. Holm won't survive it. Oh, it's over for him. He's finished.
Okay, that's sometime later. Okay, hang on. So, ignore. So, this is the blood with apples and flowers, I guess, painting. is Sir Holm's poisoning. And I'm assuming that is after my arrival. I think it's kind of, I don't know for sure, but I think that kind of has to be.
Be quick!
Oh, shut your hole, Holm. I'm trying, okay? I know you're panicking. I understand.
You allow me to bring Emily back again to this conference.
About my first vision on the island, the day of my arrival. This could be the beginning of the story, yet Holm is talking about bringing Emily back again. So there must have been something before this.
Okay. Okay, so the EH handkerchief painting is Holm allowed to bring Emily again. All right. Let's see. Yeah, that one's not. This is a dead end more over this way, right? Let's look at these. Okay.
Ah, Charles Francois. What an adventure.
He's talking about Charles Francois d'Angennes and Françoise d'Aubigné. They were contemporaries of Louis XIV. This has nothing to do with what brought Holm here. I had to look somewhere else.
So I ignore this one entirely, I guess is what that's saying? Because I need to reconstruct the memories of Sir Holm that brought him here, right? So the pages with sword and chair painting. Charles Francois Swaz. I'll put ignore in parentheses for now. I think I'm supposed to ignore that entirely, but I'm not sure. All right. Right. Yeah, that would have been like the day before. Or earlier. So the day, the night when I went around trying to convince everybody to go to Mortimer's side, the second time, like the most recent one that we just did tonight in this stream, okay? That night where we were trying to convince everybody, earlier that day was where he sipped that tea in the power move, yeah. And, yeah. And, of course, Mortimer, realizing that his brother would do something like that, was like, well, I'll just poison it here. And if he tries to do some kind of flex, I got him.
Dear Countess do not stop. What a pity you disappointed me.
I heard about this story. The Countess was apparently an acquaintance of Sir Gregory, but this has nothing to do with what's happening at the manor. I can put that one to the side.
Okay. So, another one. So, the globe and compass painting is a countess. I'll just put countess and ignore. Okay. And that now is a dead end beyond that, right? Okay, so we're going back now to... There was only the one over there, and that's the exit painting. And then the others as we go along here. Okay. So this... Wonder what new body he's going to take over mine?
So much effort. So much wasted time.
Analysis is correct, but there's no link to what interests me here.
France. So much effort. So much wasted time. From Charles Martel to the wars of religion. I simply did not consider Protestantism to be a real threat, and that was my greatest mistake. My faith in Father and the Catholic Church that he administered made me blind. I can see that now. I lost France through 100 years of war.
Analysis is correct, but there's no link to what interests me here.
Okay. So the map of France with swords. Holm says effort with France wasted. Don't know if I ignore that or not, but we may not want to ignore that depending, because this is kind of an ongoing thing. The fact that France is going to go to Napoleon, and that happened during the news about that happened during the conference. So that could still be useful.
It was a trap right from the start. It was a trap right from the start. At the previous conference 3 years ago, I'm sure he already knew I would bring the Hillsborough sisters here. He knew it. He knew it. He already knew they were his daughters.
Previous conference? That's when Mortimer started putting his plan into action. That's how this whole thing began.
So that's probably the first one, I'm guessing. But, okay, so... Twin portraits. Previous conference began plans. Okay. It is interesting how all of these things in this ether dimension or whatever are kind of in this unusual style and stuff. It's pretty cool.
I recalled Sparta.
That's probably an ignore, I'm guessing.
I recalled Sparta, of my exchanges back then with my brother. I did everything in my power to avoid the Peloponnesian War, but he wouldn't listen. He always wanted more. Father wasn't gentle with William back then, shutting him in the body of Pericles for 8 years, and reducing Athens and its cursed democracy to its knees.
One of Holmes' distant memories, and one of his brothers. With an ego like his, he's undoubtedly talking about Mortimer. Could there be a link here? No, at the time they weren't enemies like they are today.
Yeah. So this is an ignore. Okay. So the Spartan warriors is what I'll put. Peloponnesian War. Ignore. Okay.
And when Elizabeth disappeared,
This will be an important one, I think.
And when Elizabeth disappeared, No, it's not possible. I couldn't have missed that. Not me. He cut me off from our father, and I didn't say a word.
Elizabeth's presence was crucial for Holm. If she was still here, he'd still be alive. This memory is important without a shadow of a doubt. It took place after my arrival with Emily and Cardinal Biaggi, but well before I found out the truth about my nature.
Yeah, okay. So the chessboard. Elizabeth gone. Just leave it at that. That is close to the first. So we would have... Maybe I should kind of highlight the ones we're going to ignore. So we'll ignore this. We'll ignore this. That. Okay, so far, it looks like the twin portraits of Emily and Emma would be the first one, because that was the previous conference 3 years ago where the plan first started to form. The next one probably is where Emily's handkerchief is, where Holm talks about how he was allowed to bring Emily again to the conference where she had been but previously. So it's probably that is the second one. The third one would probably be, again, I don't know for sure, but probably be the arrival of Louis and Emily. The fourth is probably the effort with France wasted. I think that was before I had that final evening with Elizabeth. So I think that's the fourth. Then the chessboard would have been the fifth, with where Elizabeth left, or with Elizabeth being gone as a problem. And then the sixth would be the actual poisoning, the blood with apples and flower painting. I think out of what we have so far, I think that's the order. Okay, let's see what this last painting is. And then from there, I guess we'll have an idea of the final.
He feeds Louis, and I continue to see nothing. He feeds Louis, and I continue to see nothing. He stuffed his poor son with an occult knowledge that we usually take months to give to our children, and Louis is only trying his best to get by. He doesn't realize he's being led to the slaughter.
So Holmes seems certain that Mortimer has been using me, but I get the impression that he's only had this vision recently. It's one of the last ones he had.
Okay. So the cow skulls or goat skulls, whatever they are, probably demon skulls maybe. Anyway, the occult painting, I'll say. Would be Mortimer manipulating Louis. Okay. And that's one of the last ones. Is that going to be... before the poisoning or after the poisoning? I'm not sure. Oh, interesting. I don't know. Yeah, that's a good point. We don't know what all experiments and things she underwent, right? So we don't know for sure. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, could be. Okay, so we got those. I have to piece them together. And then there's another important thing near the entrance, you said? Okay, let's go have a look. There's another spearhead. Should I choose one of the spearheads? No? Maybe not? Okay. Maybe not.
He broke the rules!
Whoa. He didn't say that when I was here last time. Interesting.
His children are gathered together? Yes? Here.
Yeah, I'm not going to, right? I'm assuming were I to click on that, then it would finalize whatever choices or whatever, and it would basically screw Holm over. He would not survive, I think, if you did that.
I must speak to you. I didn't want to believe it.
That's part of something else? But I feel like maybe I should do that other painting after I do the other stuff. Is that not... Also, I'm not sure if I want to go this way. I'm afraid if it zones me out somehow, if it loads another area, however that happens, I'm afraid if that happens, that I basically screwed Holm over. that painting is, so it won't screw up the Holm thing. Because I don't... That's the worry I have, is that it will somehow mess up my effort to save Holm.
Who's there?
Elizabeth? But you left.
Gregory? No. No, you are not Gregory. Something's not right. Gregory, you are in danger.
Elizabeth, what's the matter?
Who are you?
Yeah.
My name is Louis de Richet. Oh. Sarah de Richet's son.
Sarah. I know someone called Sarah, an impure, a spawn of William's. No, you cannot be her son. She couldn't have children. What's happening here? My son is in danger. Talk!
If this is what I saw earlier with the lineup, if it's the same thing, then I can assume this is the demon that's trying to protect Holm, right?
Sir Gregory has been poisoned.
What?
Who dares attack my son?
It would seem it was Lord Mortimer.
William, that vile little traitor. He dared overstep our family rules. No member of the family will you kill. The dog, he will pay for this.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. It was either their father or possibly somebody their father sent to protect Holm. I wasn't sure which, but yeah. Yeah, I actually don't know, right?
Is it you who...
Your question is irrelevant. Elizabeth was just a receptacle which allowed me to observe William's actions.
But I didn't even ask the question.
You thought it.
Is Elizabeth still alive?
She is. Was it you who prompted her to leave?
Yes, she felt...
What gives you the right?
I didn't mean any harm.
Young fool. She allowed me to find out what was going on with my sons. Stop interfering in my business.
You're the one who Elizabeth kept hearing in her head. You're the one who gnawed at her from inside, year after year.
Who dare speak to me in that tone of voice?
She spent her whole life trying to escape from you.
And it was all for nothing. No one can escape from me. I am the father of all, founder of our house, grand architect of the laws that govern us, and creator of he you call Gregory Holm. At this moment, yes. As well as all of his brothers and sisters.
Damn it. It's Holm and Mortimer's father. But why am I hearing you through Elizabeth Adams?
So that is how you see me, is it? Here, everything is mere make-believe. Your mind is working to give me an appearance that will allow you to see me.
Yeah. Yep. I think none of these others will give me any more information, right? I already found out through that. And I asked that, and he interrupted me and said, you thought it. And I did that. I think I've got all my answers. I don't think I'm going to get anything more out of him. So, okay.
No, Louis, no. The longer you remain in his presence, the more danger you're in. Just get out of here.
Wait! I have a proposal to make to you.
Jeez, look at how she's moving. It's obvious she's not human, right, at this point. So they got all these stuttering, sharp motions and stuff. Yeah. I'm pretty sure also, yeah. I didn't want to try the questioning anyway.
I'm listening.
William has to pay for what he did. He had no right. No one must ever attack a member of one's own family. That is the law. If you don't want to be involved in all this, let me enter your mind. When the time comes, I will just step in.
You mean like with Elizabeth?
Elizabeth was not part of our family. She didn't get any choice.
But you can't say it worked out well for her. What's to say that once inside he won't stay there?
If I ask my children to respect the rules, then I must do so as well. So, do you accept my proposal?
So what you're saying is you want to take possession of me. My question, my concern is that if I let him in, he won't leave. He never said he would leave afterward. He said if I accepted him in to take over my body, my vessel, whatever, that then he would be able to, at the right time, confront William and make him pay. that doesn't mean that I get my body back. Now, there's no guarantee I get my body back. Sorry, but no. I think no.
I'm sorry. I'd rather not get involved in your disputes. I understand that you're mad at him, but I refuse to let you use me to get at him.
Young fool.
Goodbye.
No! Come back, or you too shall feel my wrath!
So if I save Holm, you're still going to be wrathful at me? Okay. Yeah, sorry, dude. I don't think so. Just because somebody is a demon who's not Mortimer doesn't mean I should trust them. Holm, in another situation, might not be trustworthy either. But, I mean, he's kind of desperate to survive, right? So, because I'm potentially saving his life, I can more trust that he won't skewer me right away or something. Oh. Oh, so you accepted? Oh. Well, there's another difference in our playthrough. Okay. So, I got to piece these together. Ordering. So, I assume the previous conference is number 1. Because that's when everything started, I think. Then being allowed to bring Emily again, the handkerchief one, I think is 2. Then the arrival of both Louis and Emily, which is the chairs painting, that's 3, I think. Then the news about France, I think, is 4. So the map of France with swords, I think that's 4. Then Elizabeth gone would be 5. I think 6 is where Holm is worried about Mortimer manipulating me, or us, whatever. And then 7 would be the poisoning. And then the other paintings we ignore. We ignore the relationship with the Countess, we ignore the trip with Charles Francois, and we ignore the Peloponnesian War, the Spartan stuff. Have I missed a painting? I think that's all of them. Okay, so I want to go to the twin portraits, which is over this way. Way down toward the... Not all the way to the end, but all the way this way, but then before we really go very far to the left. Oh, whoops. I branched. Took the wrong branch. I want the right branch. There we go.
I can't hold out. France, so much effort, so much wasted time. It was a trap right from the start.
Wait. Previous conference plans, right? Let me double check.
It was a trap right from the start. At the previous conference 3 years ago, I'm sure he already knew I would bring the Hillsborough sisters here. He knew it. He knew it. He already knew they were his daughters.
Okay. Yeah, well, you never know. Okay, so this...
At the previous conference 3 years ago, I'm sure he already knew I would bring
This is the first event that brought Holm here. Oh yeah, I'm on the right track.
First memory found. Okay. Then I want the larger handkerchief painting, which is down this way. Like where the handkerchief is much more central to the painting. Yeah, this one.
He allowed me to bring Emily back again to this conference. He allowed me to bring Emily back again to this conference. Supposedly to
I'm on the right track here.
Okay. And the third one is going to be the arrival. Just chairs. And that's closer to the entrance, I believe. It was... Yeah, just chairs was what I wrote. Chairs painting, so... Yeah, this one. Yep, with several chairs and people's names at the settings for the table and stuff, yeah.
Who arrives at the same time as Emily? And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily?
I'm getting closer to him.
Okay. The one I'm a little nervous or unsure about is the map of France. But I still think that's probably right, because we had the cutscene with Godoy coming in saying, "Have you heard the news? They've just executed the King of France." And I think at that point Holm was like, all this time with France, the effort was wasted. Let's listen to the full memory one more time. So I had to go back to the map of France with swords, which is way the crap. All the way down at the end here. It's like way down here. Yeah, farther even, right? Yeah, here it is. This one. Let's listen to the full memory first before I choose it.
So much effort. France. So much effort. So much wasted time. From Charles Martel to the wars of religion. I simply did not consider Protestantism to be a real threat. And that was my greatest mistake. My faith in Father and the Catholic Church that he administered made me blind. I can see that now. I lost France through 100 years of war.
The 100 Years' War, though. He said I lost France through 100 years of war. The 100 Years' War was well before the French Revolution, though, right? The 100 Years' War was the previous century, I think, right? I'm trying to remember. Let me double check my history here. Hang on. 1456. Yeah, so even earlier. Yeah. So I'm actually now thinking this... Let me still... Hang on. Okay. Let me just check, make sure I'm not forgetting an event. So, French Revolution was 1789. So there was a 7 Years' War, 1763, but after that finished, 1770, when that was the end. No, sorry. The Treaty of Versailles. Hang on. Yeah, 1763 was the end of the 7 Years' War. Yeah, 1763 was the end of the 7 Years' War. You had between 63 and 89. That's 26 years of no war. There was not actually war during that time. Not to mention you had a change of kings. So yeah, so I actually don't think the French one deals with this now. I don't know for sure. But I'm thinking... I don't know. What was the next one? Was the chessboard? Okay. So yeah, I think we're not going to... Okay, so I'm going to ignore this one. I'm going to put this on my ignore list. I don't think... That's too early. Too early to apply. He's talking about the 100 Years' War, plus, even if he's not talking about the event... Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. Whatever. But even if you say he's not talking about the 100 Years' War, you still have 26 years of no war between basically now and the Treaty of Paris. So there's no way this applies because there's not 100 years of straight war. It doesn't work. So the next one would be the chessboard, I think, which is over here, right? Yeah, this one. So this should be the next one.
And when Elizabeth disappeared, no, it's not possible. I couldn't have missed that. Not me. He cut me off from our father, and I didn't say a word.
Excuse me, Mr. Holm. Sorry, yeah, don't be angry. I kind of cut off your father. Sorry.
He cut me off from our father, and I didn't say a word. And when Elizabeth disappeared,
Okay. One more? Wait, so I either don't do where Mortimer's manipulating me, or else I don't do the poisoning. Maybe I'm reconstructing all the memories leading up to the poisoning. So this one over here would be the other one, potentially, if it applies. Let me listen to the full thing again.
He feeds Louis, and I continue to see nothing. He feeds Louis, and I continue to see nothing. He stuffed his poor son with an occult knowledge that we usually take months to give to our children, and Louis is only trying his best to get by. He doesn't realize he's being led to the slaughter.
Yeah. I do think this comes first, because prior to that scene where he drinks the poison, separately, I had a conversation first with Holm and then with Mortimer after the fact, where Holm was telling me, you have to realize that there are systems in place for a reason and all that, right? And I think Holm was trying to give me like an early warning that this might be a problem. So I think this is the next one.
He stuffed his poor son with an occult knowledge that we usually
end here.
We said one more. And then we just did one more. Maybe I do the poisoning now. Okay, so all the way back to the base of the entrance almost. I recall Spartacus. That noble warrior, a savage and a gladiator, but a noble warrior nevertheless. Or something. And here's the poisoning. Who called out to me here?
He's coming.
Oh. Do I do this really fast?
The cherry on the cake. And the cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea. He trapped me. He poisoned me to stop me from being able to leave this body. He cut off all communication with Father and brought his children here. How could I not have seen it earlier? He's going to absorb me. The traitor! No one can stop him now. Hurry, Louis. I absolutely must see you before it's too late. If you have managed to follow my thoughts, come to me. Quickly!
Okay, I don't know how I... I done did it. Yep. I done figured it out good. I'm a clever one, I am. Whoa. Are we traveling through memories and stuff now? Everything is all like sideways and everything. Not everything. A lot of stuff. It's different. It's weird. I suppose it makes sense because it's a different dimension. Doesn't necessarily...
Louis, hurry! He's coming!
What's happening?
I can sense him. He's here. He's trying to get inside me, Louis. William has completely lost his mind. He's getting ready to pull out all the stops. He's going to devour my mind, Louis. I'm not going to be able to stop him.
Louis, you are here. I sense your presence.
What? But he can't even see me.
Congratulations, my son. You have succeeded in joining us.
Here's the confrontation I dreaded.
Don't let him draw you in there. You are signing your death warrant if you decide to follow him. I won't be there to protect you.
It's over, my son. We have won. A new order can be born.
Louis, I'm so weak. I can feel him entering. I can no longer keep him out. He's coming.
He's here.
I can. Can you see him?
He's here. He's coming closer to you.
Where? Louis. I don't want to just disappear. He's inside my mind.
I can feel him crushing me.
He's just in front of you.
I'm so sorry, brother. There's nothing you can do to stop me now. You made your choice, and you have lost.
I was wrong about him from the very beginning. He's mad. He must be stopped. You can still do something, Louis. Don't let him get away with all this so easily. I implore you.
I mean, the left is just complete surrender. The right, at least, is not entire surrender. Although it means you also are not really a friend of Holm.
Look at yourself, Uncle. You're just as bad as he is. Despite being centuries old, despite all the wisdom you should have acquired, I don't believe in you, nor do I believe in him. You can count on me to do my utmost so that neither of you will succeed in your plans.
Louis, it's over for me. It's up to you now to protect our family. Find your sister, Louis. She'll know what to do.
What are you saying?
Find her.
It's over, brother. Don't fight it.
You will be punished for this.
Perhaps, but you won't be there to see it, will you?
Jeez, dude, that's so messed up.
You will be punished.
Sober achievement. Oh my gosh. Well, what happens when a demon consumes another demon's soul? I don't know. All right. Well, that happened. Four more points. At this point, I only know immunities. Yeah, no failures. I don't know that you can fail very much in that last one. I mean, I think you could potentially, I don't know. I honestly don't know if you could. Maybe if you choose to go against Mortimer too early, like in that council meeting, maybe that's a failure. I don't know. It didn't feel like that puzzle with the people aligning, like reordering the people. It didn't feel like you could fail that because it didn't have a like confirm your choice type of a thing. The second I got them all in the right order, it immediately said you passed that one. Same thing with the memory one with the portraits. You immediately pass that as well. And then allowing the father demon to possess you or not, again, I don't really know that's a fail. It's just an alternate path. So I'm not actually sure if you could fail in that one or not. Except, like I said, maybe in the council meeting. Maybe. Okay, so we'll do that. I have no additional tomes that I've found, since most of this time has been in the spirit dimension or whatever. So 4 tomes left possible to find, if I can even still find them, and if it's even available still, possibly another manuscript page for a 5th tome. Alright, so I think that's it for that. Mind Maze achievement unlocked. I can equip literally nothing here because I don't have any additional tomes to equip. So, all right. Talent unlocked sober.
Where am I?
It's all right, son. Don't panic. It's over.
I'm back? Where are the guests?
I invited them to go up to their rooms. They're resting. Don't worry.
Gregory?
We won, Louis. It's over.
He's dead?
Definitively. Now the way is clear. At any rate, rejoice. Great things await us.
What did you do to him?
I devoured his soul.
But I didn't see you use the Holy Lance.
Indeed not. I didn't need to. Can't you guess how I did it? The Lance of Longinus is just a vessel, Louis. It could have been any object that had the blood of Christ on it. The blood of an ancient, more precisely. But I didn't need the blood of an ancient. You see, I have been in dear Lord Mortimer's physical body for longer than my brother has been in Sir Gregory Holmes. Therefore, I am an ancient, Louis.
If he's an ancient, he has the blood of an ancient in him already, so he automatically has the ability to take the soul of a demon. Right? I think that's kind of what I get out of that. So I probably don't need to ask that left question, because he basically says, right, or the legend and whatever that we had read up on about the Lance of Longinus, for example, was if you have the blood of an ancient, you can use that to trap, or maybe worse, basically destroy the soul of a demon. And so having the blood already coursing through his veins, I think he probably just automatically can consume it. And that also seems to be true if there's an object that has the blood too, right? So whereas he had the blood himself and so could just do it, he probably put a little bit of his own blood in the teacup, and that poisoned Holm. Because he's an ancient, he could just do that. But whereas that was true, we have the blood of Christ, an ancient in this mythology here. That's on the edge of the spear tip, and so that could also do the same thing to Mortimer eventually. So I think we know the how. Yeah, so let's ask why. My guess is the reason is because he felt that Holm was going to go to their dad. Their dad was then going to punish William, and so I think the consequence of that was something he wanted to avoid, so he decided to eliminate Holm before it became a problem. However, Mortimer doesn't know that we had the conversation with his dad. Mortimer may not even know that, death by ancient, exactly. And Mortimer may not even know that Elizabeth Adams was spying on them. Right. Yeah, because Mortimer's body is from like the early hundreds AD, but Christ's blood would have been from 33 AD or whatever it is. So yep. So we'll find out the answer here in a second, but I'm just going to say it right before we ask the question. I believe Mortimer's body is so old, from the early hundreds, or sometime in the hundreds AD, that it's literally over a millennium old. So he's an ancient. Whereas Holmes' body, because he's the guy from England or whatever, I feel like he probably is only maybe 100 years old or something, if that. or Holm was. So, anyway, so I assume he killed Holm because he was assuming. Well, Holm kind of threatened to also. Holm was kind of like, you do this and I'm going to tell Daddy, almost kind of a threat, right? And Mortimer was like, yeah, go ahead and tell Dad. If you get a chance to, by the way, you're dead. By the way, I'm coming after Dad afterward at some point. So, but I don't think Mortimer was aware that Elizabeth Adams was actually sometimes being possessed by the father. I think for all of his ancientness and all of his understanding and knowledge, I think Mortimer is still not as clever as he thinks he is. I think he's not as powerful as his father, and so he's not able to do what he thinks he's going to do. I don't think he knew that the father was spying on him, so I think he doesn't realize that we've conveyed that, so the father is aware of what he's up to anyway. Now, we're not letting the father possess us, but even still, the fact that he doesn't know that, I think Mortimer is a little too confident, to be honest. Holm and Mortimer both were, I think. Anyway, let's get the actual answer from the horse's mouth.
He was your brother. Why did you kill him? He never meant you any harm.
Oh, Louis, I am exhausted. Let's talk about this later.
No, tell me why now. I want to understand.
Stubborn as a mule. After centuries of trying to convince him, I assure you I had no other option than to do away with him. He would never have allowed me to depose our father. In the past, he had already opposed me, and sometimes very violently. He seemed to you like a man of peace, because you did not represent any danger to him. But I can assure you, he was not. With anything to do with our father, he would be merciless. In any case, what's done is done. I'm going to rest in the dining room. Join me there when you're ready. The time has come to end this little antisocial gathering.
No doubt about it. This family is rotten to the marrow. I did right not to trust them. Holm told me that my last resort was to find my sister. I hope Emma will be able to help me.
All right. Yeah. Yep. It's classic power grabbing. You could see in history all over the place. You could see in Roman history, in Greek history. You could see it in Magyar history. You could see it in Uyghur history. You could see it all over the place. All over the place. Throughout. Just look at an empire almost, and you will find it. So, okay. Well, that's going to be it for this evening. We're going to go ahead and end there. It's pretty much, we're just about done, but we're not technically done. So next Saturday will probably be the last part, I'm guessing, of it. I don't know. There might be still a few extra chapters to go. I don't know, but it will, it'll finish next time or the time after, I'm assuming. So thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me tonight. So tomorrow we're doing Book of Unwritten Tales Book of Unwritten Tales, The Critter Chronicles. That'll be tomorrow's stream at the usual Sunday time. So if that sounds interesting to you, or you just want to support me, I will see you guys tomorrow if you can make it. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time. Till then, stay awesome. Peace.
Poor spider.
This freaking boy. Oh, that's so sad.